This is the territory of the few, rightfully occupied by the East's top two teams, Atlanta and Cleveland. Two cities tired of heartbreak.
The city of Atlanta, they really needed it.
There is a great pressure that comes with the burden of these banner-hungry towns.
I want these guys to be able to feel this moment.
Reminding everyone of the significant opportunity ahead. Dealing with this weight means knowing when to carry the load.
Follow my lead.
And when to share the load.
Move it, Greg, and keep playing that way.
No one thing can guarantee victory. No magic statistic, no tally of all-star credits, not even the greatest player in the world.
LeBron James, that's why he's the best.
In the quest for the conference crown, the Hawks and Cavs must do the things they've done well all year, but better.
Miracle shot from corner.
Requiring an extra pass here.
Great pace, keep moving it.
Or an extra defender there.
Rejected by Horford. We defend and we attack all day, 48 minutes.
More players will be called to step up. More resiliency and urgency will be needed.
For the win, it's gone. LeBron James at the buzzer. Al Horford comes through in the clutch.
Both sides continuing to outdo the other until there's only room for one. Welcome to the Eastern Conference Finals on TNT.
For the fifth straight year, LeBron James finds himself in the conference finals, this time with his old team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. How is Kyrie Irving feeling? His right foot, his left knee have bothered him. A little pregame homage from Jeff Teague to Dominique Wilkins. But the Hawks with Al Horford trying to write their own piece of history. The Eastern Conference Finals begin tonight on TNT. Better than 18,000 will be here at the place they call the Highlight Factory, Phillips Arena in downtown Atlanta for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Cleveland Cavaliers. That young man predicted a four-game sweep.
Jimmy's uncle, I can tell by the hairline.
They are going crazy here, Ernie.
We begin a pleasant good evening. Downtown Atlanta, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley. They're ready because they've never been to the Eastern Conference Finals here in Atlanta.
Never?
Never to the Eastern Conference Finals. Wow. And while they continue to do that, as they have been doing all season long, you may ask about our wardrobes tonight. A little loud on the Charles Barkley side here as we honor Craig Sager. Craig continuing to undergo cancer treatment in Houston, Texas. And so
I had to go with the whole outfit is Craig.
Yeah.
Because he would definitely go with the white shoes and not some regular basics and bring it all out.
Craig, we love you. We miss you. Keep battling, man. You're
That's right, Craig.
Well, we love you to death, man.
We miss you, brother. You know you want to beat this one
that's
also.
very Craig right there.
Very Craig, very sexy, very stylish, very chickish, very crazy, very Craig. Craig, you know I love you, brother. You've done a lot for me. When I was playing, after I stopped playing, we know you're going to beat this. You're one of the toughest guys I know.
Without
Hurry
question.
up and come back soon, brother.
And mine is not particularly loud, but look at that. A pheasant bow tie. A pheasant bow tie.
Hey, that's real. That's real talk. That's real talk.
That's
The
a
bird
Craig
thing?
Sager touch right
Okay.
there.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
I like it.
So we encourage you to we encourage you to reach out. Tweet, Facebook, whatever. Hashtag Sager Strong tonight. If you're not into social media, say a prayer for him and for everybody who's battling cancer, even as we speak. The first game of the Eastern Conference Finals. We've got the four of us here. We've got Marv Albert to call it. With him are Reggie Miller and Chris Webber. We have David Aldridge working the Atlanta side, and we've got Rachel Nichols working the Cleveland angle on game 1. I don't know if she can hear me right now, but let's give it a try. Rachel, take it away.
Sagerish.
That's right. Guys, I got the paisley. I got the bright Sager colors. I'm from New York. This is a real departure for me, not wearing the black tonight. So, Sager, we love you. We hope you're feeling better. And we also want to talk about Kyrie Irving, who is feeling better. You guys remember, he did not finish Game 6. Well, he said he is playing tonight in Game 1. In fact, he was just out here behind me a few minutes ago shooting. He was moving really well, and he told me this morning he can now actually feel his feet under him when he shoots. What a concept, right? That paid off in that week of rest. He also said that the tendonitis in his left knee has faded. But of course, Kyrie, not the only one beat up on this team. LeBron James finished Game 6 having tweaked his back, fallen down on his knee, and also having some shoulder issues. So I got the chance to sit down with him yesterday, guys, and I asked him how he is doing, both mentally and physically. Take a listen. This has been such a physical playoffs for you guys. How are you, first of all, going into the series?
No one, including myself, is 100%, but I'm ready to go. Obviously, I wish I can have a couple more days to continue to recover.
You had 5.
Yeah, I know. I wish I had about 30 days. That's how much time I need for my body to recover, but I feel good, and I look forward to the matchup.
You started this playoffs as a big 3. Then you became a big 2. By the last half of the last game of the last round, you were a big 1, basically. What is that like when you know it is really all on you in that way?
Game 6 is one of those, oh no, moments. And for me, how I approached, the game, inside the game at that moment is how the other guys will, see me leading those guys, and that's how they're going to approach the game as well. So I have a moment where I say, oh, no, please no. And then I'm able to snap back into it and say, okay, I still have a job at hand. I'm on the court. I need to make things happen for not only myself, but for our team.
And guys, LeBron told me that having those oh-no moments, maybe when he was in Miami a couple years ago, he could have leaned on Dwayne Wade. Maybe when he was younger in his first go-around with the Cavaliers, he could have leaned on the older players, but he is very aware right now. He is the big brother on this team, and it infiltrates everything he does. He knows he has to set that example, even when times are tough. We'll see how he does it tonight, EJ.
All right, thank you very much, Rachel. Let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are the number 2 seed, the Hawks the number 1. As Kyle Korver has pointed out, he said, look, we're the number 1 seed, but we're always going to be the underdog. In your mind, Kenny, how much of a favorite is Cleveland, if at all, in this series?
Well, because of injuries, they're not a favorite. The Atlanta Hawks are the favorite in this series for sure. And it's really, to me, can you stop us instead of can we stop you? Meaning they have to singular stop me. Can you stop me from scoring? LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, individually, J.R. Smith. But a collective unit, can you stop us? So if LeBron's unit is not healthy, I don't know how they come out of this series. He has been the most spectacular player, and I'm going to say it, Jordan-like, that I've ever seen. Because
DeAndre Jordan?
No, Michael Jordan. He is not captivating
Thomas
like
Jordan.
He is not captivating like Michael. He is not spectacular like Michael. But the efficiency of what he does for his team, he has equaled that. But he just is not as captivating to watch.
But Ernie, to answer your question, sorry, Chuck, I was going to say, to answer your question, Cleveland is the favorite because the Hawks have never been here before. They've won a lot of games. They've made it this far.
Neither is Kyrie, though. Neither is none of those guys but LeBron.
But as you know, all it takes is one guy. If one guy can go out and set the tone for the others to follow, they can get. And then, the injury thing. We all know if you're on the court, you're not injured. Because you know what? These fans don't care about the injuries. So we're not going to let these guys use that as an excuse. But I still think, Cavs are favorite.
Well, I think right now it's pretty much a toss-up. I'm going to take the Cavs because of LeBron. I think it's tough to beat because the Hawks have a terrific team, but they're not a dominant team. They have to play well. When you look at Cleveland, I think LeBron can win 2 games, maybe 3 by himself, and I think his role players can win another one. That's just my opinion. So I'm taking the Cavaliers. I think the guy who's going to be very instrumental in this series is Tristan Thompson. He's played fantastic. The one thing I've said about the Hawks, they're not a great rebounding team. And Tristan Thompson has been on a mission You know, he did to Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Well, they said, hey, we're not going to give you that money. You played it out. And Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. Tristan Thompson has bet on himself, and he's made a lot of money this year, and especially in the playoffs.
No, it's a great point on the rebounding, too. And the Cavs are 8-0 in this postseason when they win the boards or are tied on the boards. Only 0-2. Only twice have they been out-rebounded in their 10 playoff games. Much more to talk about as we start the Eastern Conference Finals here on TNT. Back with more from Phillips Arena in just a minute. Hey, let's update the Auto Trader drive to the finals.
Shaq, we are going at it.
1 point difference between
We are going at
the
it.
Jet and Shaq.
Good job, Chico. 1 point back, baby. We only 1 point back.
Yeah, it's one of the rare times you've actually shouted out Chico for his expertise. Okay, so we pointed out the Hawks have never been to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Get
back
that,
in
Chamberlain.
1970, look at Jumpin' Joe Caldwell. They were in the Western Division Finals, a chance to go to the NBA Finals, but the Lakers swept
They're
them.
not going to beat Will Chamberlain.
Elgin Baylor there.
And Jerry West. That's
scored
an L.
He averaged about 35 a game in that series.
Wow. I couldn't tell you
and
that.
Richie Guerin was the player coach for the Atlanta Hawks back there in 1970.
Wow. Elgin Baylor and Jerry West.
And Will, are you kidding me? That's on the big three. Now, that's a big three.
Needless to say,
Don't forget Will now.
Yeah, that's a big three.
Okay.
it has been a while, and these fans have waited a long time. And now the Eastern Conference Finals are here. For more on the Atlanta side, let's check in with David Aldridge, DA.
Well, guys, I went to Friedman's shoes.
Had a baby.
I got the crocodiles. I got the crocodile kicks. I got the Stefano Ricci shirt and tie. Sager, all for you, brother. I love you. Hope you're doing better. Godspeed to you, my man. You would love this atmosphere in Atlanta. It's special for guys that have been here a long time, like Al Horford. He's the longest tenured member of this Hawks team. He got here in 2007. He's been here longer than almost everybody in the organization, including some of the new owners. It wasn't that long ago that he recalled that there were more Bulls fans in this arena cheering for the Bulls in a playoff game than there were Hawks fans. So this special season, this turnaround season in which Atlanta has embraced this Hawks team is special and a long time coming.
With new management, with everything changing around me, Danny Ferry coming in, one of the first things he said was, there was going to be a lot of changes, a lot of things were going to be different, and in this profession you have to be able to adjust, and I took everything with a very open mind, and just made sure that I stayed in my lane and just kept working and stayed focused, and every year it's been getting better.
Now look, Al Horford, as you know, is not a big talker. He doesn't draw a lot of attention to himself. Very quiet guy. But every member of the Hawks will tell you he is their heartbeat. He is what makes them go when they get in trouble. He's the one they look to make a big play. And in the first two series, every time Atlanta was in trouble, Al Horford was the guy that brought them back and got them to these conference finals, EJ.
Thank you very much, DA. That description of Al Horford pretty much can go for anybody wearing that Atlanta uniform. And if you look at this team, Charles, from the Atlanta standpoint, the key player in this series is?
Well, it's going to be interesting, Ernie, because I don't know who Mozgov is going to guard. That's going to be a serious mismatch for the Cavaliers. So I'm not sure that I answer that yet. It always for me is Jeff Teague. He's the engine and heartbeat of the Hawks. But when you talk about individual matchups, I want to know who they're going to try. I think LeBron's going to spend a lot of time at the 4 and Thompson a lot of time at the 5 because Millsap puts the ball on the floor very well. They're going to run a lot of pick and rolls with Horford. It's going to be a very tough series for Timothy Mozgov.
Yeah, because Horford would draw Mozgov away from the hoop.
Yes, and he can't guard Millsap either. So that's what's going to be very interesting. But to answer your question, the guy who always makes the Hawks go is Jeff Teague.
Am I wrong in saying that Kyle Korver has a huge impact in this series?
Yes.
That he has to. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, you're not wrong.
Oh, that was my question. Because here's a guy who is the best three-point shooter in the league in the regular season, then shoots 40% in the first season series, 29% against Washington. He's got to get shots. He's got to do his thing, doesn't he?
Well, I disagree in this
Yes.
regard. In this regard, I don't think one guy on this team is valuable. I think all of them collectively are valuable. I don't think he's going to have a tough time guarding J.R. Smith and Mon Shumpert. So he's going to have his hands full. But the way the Hawks beat you is us by committee. It's not, can you stop me? Because we can't stop it. But if it gets into, can you stop me? They can't stop LeBron. They will move on. But if it gets into, plug this hole over here if you're Cleveland, plug this hole over here, then all of a sudden the Atlanta Hawks will be in the NBA Finals. I think he's valuable, but not more valuable than Millsap, Horford, Teague, or Carroll to me, in my estimation.
I disagree with Kenny. 1994-95, Houston Rockets versus Orlando Magic. You got a knockdown shooter that was open. You know what happened? He hit every shot. He shot 7 threes. He hit every shot. Kyle Korver is a knockdown shooter. He has to hit most of the shots. He needs to average 20-something points in this series for them to have a chance. You're right, Ernie. He's the best shooter in the game. But the last two series, he hasn't been shooting like that.
Ernie, that's not going to happen for two reasons. The reason
he's going to get wide open shots.
No, he's not. That's what's been happening to him. He's not. He doesn't put the ball on the floor. First of all, to go back to the Orlando, that's because they were doubling the King. That's why Kenny set the record for the most threes. The Atlanta Hawks don't have anybody they have to double, number one. But the biggest problem when you're a standing jump shooter and you don't put the ball on the floor, they just got a guy stuck to him. And every now and then they'll run him off a bunch of picks, but
And he's at his best in transition, too, when he runs to the
I agree with you.
They're running to him in transition.
I agree with you, Shaq.
He's a knockdown shooter. You got to hit those shots.
I think that collectively, the group is bigger than the one guy.
Okay, but
collectively.
Okay, but as a member of the group, you still got to do your part.
But his part doesn't have to be major.
Kyle Korver can't shoot 29% and expect the Hawks to win. No way.
There you go. Some good game one discussion here.
Stop me.
As the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Atlanta Hawks get ready to go in the opener at Phillips Arena. It's on TNT, and we're coming back right after this. How about this? You're going to see Jeff Teague and Kyrie Irving going head-to-head in this series, and their dads were teammates in the 1984-85 Boston University. And that's Dredd Irving, who was standing there on the left, and Sean Teague. And Sean played 3 seasons at BU.
That was Dave Popson that D was going against Boston U. He's playing against
that, man?
Yeah, he's from New York area.
Oh, my goodness. Now, this is awesome. That's my daughter, Maggie, and my son-in-law, Dustin, and that is Katie Ann Pruitt, who was born just before 3 o'clock this afternoon.
You're a grandpa.
You're a grandpa. Ernie's a grandpa.
That's pretty accurate right there.
Oh, that's great, Ernie.
If you had a camera at my house tomorrow, that's the way it would look.
That is wonderful, Ernie.
That is.
Congratulations, Maggie and DJ.
Congratulations, brother.
And that's awesome.
Man, you really are old.
I really am, and I'm really proud, too. That's awesome. Here's LeBron James.
The King!
5 straight conference finals for the King, trying to lead Cleveland to the NBA Finals. They never won an NBA championship.
That guy's one of the greatest players I've ever seen. God gave him everything.
But hair. I would say this, Ernie. You know, there's those T-shirts now that says like Detroit versus everybody. If Kyrie Irving is hurt, it's LeBron, LBJ versus everybody. LeBron versus everybody if he's hurt, because this would be the greatest Houdini performance if he gets them to the finals with Kyrie being hurt.
Game 1 is about 7 minutes away here on TNT. Back to wrap up our pregame show.
LeBron
presented by
versus
Auto Trader
everybody.
after this.
You need some hot chocolate, Grandpa?
And we welcome you back as game time approaches in under 5 minutes from right now. We got about 45 seconds left, and Shaq, I'll give you the first crack at it. Who do you like in this series, Atlanta or Cleveland?
I'm going to go with Cleveland, especially game 1. LeBron made the mistake of using game 1 as a fill-out game. He's not going to do that because he knows the importance especially if Kyrie is hurt. I'm going with Cleveland for today anyway.
Kenny.
LeBron versus everybody, but I'm going with the Hawks. I think the Atlanta Hawks unit, can you beat us, will be the difference.
I'm taking the Cavaliers in 6.
And I think, yeah, if it comes back here, if it goes the full 7, if it goes the full 7.
Get back here,
But if Kyrie Irving's not
we're going to Cleveland.
oh my gosh.
Enjoy the game, everybody.